Hello everybody, and real quick before we get into the video, I did put out a community post as to why I wasn't uploading, but if you didn't see it, Bella, my beautiful kitty cat, had a very nasty flare-up of her pancreatitis. Now she's doing fine, so don't panic, but it required her to have a long stay in hospital, and she's been back and forth a lot, but she's doing pretty well now, so I have more time and energy to get back to streaming and making videos. And if you did send her love through Twitter or Twitch during this, thank you so much. It all helped immensely, but that is why I haven't uploaded in a while. Now, my first video back was actually going to be a pretty big rant of a video about how there's very few reasons to play Void Hunter now, along with me showing you how insane the radar nerfs are for Void Hunter. If you don't know what they did, essentially, instead of having access to the entire radar, which I believe is 64 meters, you only have access to 24 meters of that radar when you are invisible. Those numbers should be correct, but it is possible I'm wrong, but you're basically missing out on 40 meters of radar, which turns Destiny into a horror game. It's really scary. And I was like, damn, that's a really big change and doesn't really deal with any of the issues with Void Hunter that we had. Anyway, this video is not a rant video. It was going to be a rant video. But then I was gifted by the gods the perfect weapon, the perfect sidearm, and the perfect thing to pair with gyrfalcon, and the gift that made me pick up my Void Hunter once again. And that sidearm is called fioritura 59, which, if you are curious, it means an embellishment of a melody, especially as improvised by an operatic singer. So there you know. You're welcome. This is a Void, very important, rapid fire frame Suros sidearm that you can get from the gunsmith, or you can focus engrams to try and target farm it a little bit easier. Gunsmith weapons are normally a pain in the ass to get the roll that you want, but at least you have a way to focus a little bit more. I got incredibly lucky with my very first ever drop of this thing, coming with Pugilist and Repulsor Brace, which I'm sure you've seen people saying how amazing the new Void Trials hand cannon is with Repulsor Brace paired with gyrfalcon. But this is better, like way better, especially in the meta we have right now, where sidearms are just really freaking good. If you haven't heard about the hubbub around gyrfalcon, which I'm sure you have, but maybe there's someone out there, Timmy's out there, he doesn't know about gyrfalcon. Basically, the reason why you want to use gyrfalcon with Repulsor Brace on your weapon is when you come out of invis whilst wearing gyrfalcon, you apply volatile rounds to your void weapons. Repulsor Brace grants you an overshield for 8 seconds when you get a weapon kill, against an enemy affected by a void debuff. That means that you essentially have access to an overshield all the time if you're a Void Hunter with 100 mobility. For the other perk, Pugilist, I think I'm saying that right, I don't freaking know. I'm sure you'll yell at me if I'm not. You definitely don't need this, but it does have a really fun synergy with Void Hunter, where your weapons will grant you melee energy, and Smoke Bomb does apply a void debuff to targets, further playing into your overshield loop. The extra super good thing about this is that it's great in PvE and PvP. You barely even need to change your build around at all, because in PvE you have volatile rounds pretty much permanently. You're always going invisible. You're always refreshing your overshield, so you're just mowing down enemies and keeping yourself super healthy. For PvP, you have access to volatile rounds very often, which will grant you that same overshield, but it also gives you wall hacks, homegrown, organic, legal wall hacks. The amount of times I've been in a fight and gotten an overshield as well as wall hacks so I can pre-fire or get a little cheeky snipe has saved my life. A lot of times. It allows me to play really aggressively, which is a godsend in this stand still and never move meta. Anyway, it allows me to play really aggressively because I have more shields to play around with, and I have more information than I usually would because I have the wall hacks. Now, I will say that the radar change to Void Hunter was pretty freaking massive, and it's gonna take a little while to get used to. So whereas before you might just dodge whenever the hell you want, because being invis, you know, who cares if you're invis, now you might actually want to wait until you have a little bit more information on your radar as to where people are, and then you can dodge go invisible, and at least you know generally where people are and you're not running around completely blind. But I tell you what, having an overshield and wall hacks makes me actually feel like trading my radar is okay. I think for anything less than that, it's just not worth it because you're losing out on so much information. But if I have more shields than you and I have more information just from taking down one person, then I feel like that's pretty good. And out of all of the weapons that I've tried with gyrfalcon plus the repulsor brace, this one is definitely my favorite by far. I do tend to like these sidearms in general. I really like Fool's Remedy, which is another rapid fire frame Suro sidearm, but they just feel really good. They're incredibly deadly. They don't have a ton of range, but as long as you're fighting within their range, which did get further because of the sidearm buff, then you're gonna be sitting pretty. They're also really easy to use. I find that some of the slower firing sidearms are actually a little bit harder to use because I expect them to pack more of a punch than they do. Whereas these sidearms, you just spray them. You just spray them. You don't even have to think about it. You just sit there, you spray, you win. It's great. And I've just found generally more success using this than any other weapon. It allows you to be aggressive with confidence, and I've racked up 561 kills over 2 fairly short Crucible sessions, which I think is pretty good. I don't have anything to compare that to, but it feels pretty good. So I definitely recommend trying to get yourself one of these sidearms with repulsor brace on it. I was having a very not good time in Crucible, honestly. And when this was given to me by the RNG gods, I finally started having fun again. Now, you don't have to be a Void Hunter to take advantage of this. If you are any kind of Void character, you can still get a ton of overshields in PvP. You can still get volatile rounds. There's ways to do that with different builds. And this sidearm is going to work perfectly and amazingly for that as well. So try and get one. It's really fun. I love it. It's deadly. It makes me feel confident. I got some confidence back in my gameplay. Whereas before I was like, I can't compete with these DMTs, man. I can't do it. It's impossible. But yeah, try and get one. It's good. It's fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be uploading more frequently now that things are a little bit more calm, so that feels really good. Let me know in the comment section, what is your favorite thing to pair with gyrfalcon or your favorite void weapon that you just like getting volatile rounds on? I'd be very curious to know that. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you later. Bye.